Hi there, welcome to this Mark's Reviews Tutorials video. If your pressure gauge look a bit like that, you see that one, not only is it not returning to zero, it's also very hard to read, and you would like it to look like that. I'm going to show you how to fit your own pressure gauge here and how to do it safely. It's very important into these plastic heads, particularly the older ones, that you don't over tighten. There's a few important steps you need to take. I'll put links in the description. Just notice that's oil filled. Whenever you've got a saltwater chlorinator and you've got salt obviously can come in through this pressure point here, you need an oil filled gauge. I'll put links to normal gauges and oil filled gauges. And the red here, this is a specific pull one. Once it gets over about 120 is going into too much pressure for your filter. So getting the old one out is pretty straightforward. It's just in a normal undo, unclock direction. And you hear that sucking. That's because we're above the water level here. That's actually drawing water into the system. You can actually see in the corner of the salt cellar there, there's water pouring out. Not to fear, because the pump's going to hold its brine down there, and we'll be able to fill it again. Now, the new gauge doesn't come with Teflon tape. Now, you do need to put a little bit on. Now, most important, if you go and put 10 or 15 rolls on, as in times around, you're going to make this too fat, and then when you screw this in, you're going to crack it. You will then have to buy a new filter body if you can. So about 2 to 3, maybe 4 wraps of Teflon tape, and then put it in. And when you do it up, do it by hand. Don't use a tool. And if you want to get it to a certain point, and you can't get it, it's really tight, don't force it, because old plastic will crack. Take it out again, put a little bit more Teflon tape on, screw it back up again so you can get it to where you want it, and so where you can see it. It is best to put these on a bit of an angle. They can tend to tank water. If you stick them exactly like that, they can hold water. So put it on a bit of an angle so the water can get out of it. So I'll wrap the Teflon tape onto the thread and then put it in. Okay, so we've put the Teflon tape on. Haven't put the whole bottle on there, just 3 or 4 winds. Now, most important, you check the bottom. So if you've been winding it on, if you've happened to put the Teflon across the hole, then of course it ain't going to work. You need to make sure that Teflon tape isn't covering your hole, like that one. And then you screw it in, you're going to get great uninterrupted use of that. So we put it in. Again, this is important. You've got to make sure, metal into plastic, you've got to be careful. It's just make sure it starts and it goes easy. That's what we want there. Good bit of tension coming up. That's now tight enough. We're going to go for one more. And there you go. That's the sort of tension that we want. We'll back that off a little bit like that, so that she's on a bit of an angle, nice and visible where we want it to be. And she's done. That's gone up. It doesn't have to go all the way to the home. If it comes up nice and tight and you're on like 6 threads, that's absolutely fine. But very much it's about taking care of this plastic body here. If there's any old Teflon tape in the thread or any stuff, clean it out of the plastic thread before you put this in. You'll feel it when you put the new thread in. If it's gritty and so forth, come out, get that cleaned out. You can get a fast hose, shoot some water in there if you like. It won't matter if it's wet, the Teflon tape doesn't mind that. But get it in, not too tight, and there you go. New gauge, ready to go.